Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Percival, or Scuffed Gaming. Welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance. We are going to be playing something new. There was a gigantic patch on today, the day November 11th, 2021. Lots of changes were made. Unfortunately, they didn't patch the donation machine. Can't be dinged so much anymore. I think only one time if you need to withdraw. They took down Lemageddon from, or Lemegeton from Bethany. Now only 25% chance to pull wisps from the current item room, and so, but one really good change that we're hoping to test today, which is Tainted Lazarus. So, in the words of Dr. Senku, get excited. There's one change that we wanted to showcase today, and hopefully we'll get the chance to show it off. People may remember that the problem with Tainted Lazarus was that if you all the items you find, basically you had to decide which half of Lazarus got to keep the item. And that created this real feast or famine situation for this character where you just never really felt like you had enough items. Every time you clear a room, you flip to the backside, basically. And tail side of Tainted Lazarus is more damage, reduced speed, instead of its base. And so here we go, let's go ahead and test this out. Let's test this out. Okay, see? So, this is a perfect example right here. You may notice that there's a tiny little silhouette here, kind of behind the scenes. Kind of hard to see, but yeah. So now, when you pick up an item, that's an item pedestal like this one, Creative Confession, you can see this sort of like faded version of this other pedestal. We can't currently pick it up. We can tell that it's Cricket's body. If we flip, we can in fact pick up Cricket's body. So now there's a chance for each character to retain parity between each other. And that's really good because, I don't want this by the way. That's really good because now, including even apparently in these shops, you have the opportunity to make sure that both halves of Lazarus can have items. And that's also what happens down to the donation machine. Yeah, so we'll buy Spider Mod. This is going to occur every time you have an item pedestal, and so it's going to be very, very important and paramount for us to... Okay, well, I guess the lighter just burned everybody in this room. Sir, you can't have it your way. This is Wendy's. This is Wendy's, sir. Sir. You have the ability now to make sure that both of your characters have enough items to carry you through all the way through the end. As long as you make sure that you have flip on cooldown during the boss fight. Obviously, because we did take Cricket's body, these split shots are going to have less range, but they're going to just burst damage. Burst damage, guys. Let's take a... Ooh. Wonderful. I'd like to thank the lighter for this extra damage that we have on this character. And let's go fight the boss. Ow. Obviously, we're playing a little bit close because we feel like we have to. Experimental treatment. And I thought that there was supposed to be an additional item here, but I guess not. So if we flip... Okay. So apparently the boss room is an exception to the rule. It's an exception to the rule. So boss item pedestals, you will not flip between. I'm going to try to play this sack room. It's going to be kind of a long floor just because we're going to play the sack room. I'm trying to count behind the scenes. I do wish that there was a counter or something here that we could see exactly what we're gaining or what we're losing from the sack room. Looks like experimental treatment took one of our HP away but gave us like tears and damage, essentially. Which we'll take it. You feel blessed. So now basically both halves of our Lazarus have the same stats, except Lazarus B has Cricket's body. Lazarus A has experimental treatment, depression, and spider mod. We'll knock this thing one more time. Well, that's good. Unfortunately, didn't get a whole lot from that. Oh, why don't you cry about it? Which is okay, I guess. I mean, it's really a wide room. There's still one more gaper all the way back there. Oh, and I couldn't help but notice also that experimental treatment just shot our range into the floor, so now both of our characters are in extremely limited range. Never found myself so wanting for a range upgrade. But here we are. And 3 ranges is abysmal. We have to play pretty much in the face of our opponents now because of that. I almost freaked out for a second because I was like, where's Spider Mod? Well, that's B has Spider Mod. Or that's A, rather. We'll take it. I mean, neither one of these items is particularly good. I wonder if this remains true for the Devil Deal and the Angel Deal, because that could bail us out if it's the case. We need some help right now. These items have not been kind in these item rooms. Now, don't get me wrong, experimental treatment is fun, but the fact that it took like 3 points of our range away is really bad. Look at that, we can't even hit that enemy from where we're standing. I'm gonna try to burn down these nubs so that we don't get lambasted. Any way that we might be able to buy a soul in the game. Just one. Yes. Also, now there actually is reroll machines, so that's good. Interesting. So as soon as you leave, it stops being available? Bummer, dude. Kind of strange. Did not know that that was the case. So as soon as you leave the room, the flip item stops being available. Eye drops. And we're gonna try to make it to the Angel Deal instead of doing this. Locust of Famine. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bummer. We still need some more consumables, so we'll play the rest of these rooms for consumables. No. These bomb enemies are going to be a nightmare for this side, for Laz A, if we can't get some help with our range. So I'm not sure I'm in love with the changes yet, just because I really sincerely thought that flip was going to let us come back later and reflip the pedestal. So the fact that that's not the case is a little bit of a shame in one person's opinion. Actually, I don't need those things. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to have flip on cooldown. You have to have flip on cooldown. And you have to decide in the moment whether or not you're going to be flipping to the other item. Or so they might say. I wish I had the mind to be able to do these turrets, but these cross turrets are the bane of my existence. Right. Okay. Let's just go in and fight this. It's gonna be Gertie. Good shot. I never thought I would see the day that I would actually be using Pointy Rib as like my main source of damage against Gertie. Now, if I flip right now, is this going to make an item? No. Yeah, that was worth a shot. I mean, we just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure. And I do realize that Tropicamide was a range up, but I just wanted to know.
The moon.
I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know if, you know, if we could flip and get an additional item. Maybe it's just a visual bug that comes from the game patches being new. And it's not. It's just, you're not supposed to get double boss items. Boss weapons. You're not supposed to get double boss weapons. Now we could very reasonably lose this run because our characters are still hurting for extra items. Great spider mod trees. Two gold chests, which we will wait on. So far we've gotten one extra item. Love this room. No reason for us not to try to test these mushrooms. Well, looking for magic mush. What can I say? Magic mush be good, yo. Bloody Gust. I wonder if Bloody Gust counts, like, either side getting hit. Oh, I'm sorry. So that slowed down, something slowed down the shot. That's cool. That's really good, game. I don't know what we had that slowed down the shot, but I'd like to thank the game for doing that to us. See, for one more penny, we can buy this full charge and flip back to the other one. we are gonna have to do this challenge room, actually. Of course there wouldn't be money in here, right? Why would I think either one of these chests would drop money? Look at this range. We can't hit the target right in front of us because of our range is 3. Ugh, experimental treatment. God, experimental treatment always seems to find a way to like mess things up a lot. And it's like, yeah, sure, it gave us it gave us damage and it gave us tears on a character that desperately needed both, but it just did that in exchange for just absolutely shooting our range into the ground. And so now we just can't do almost anything with that character. Especially in the later floors, we're probably gonna lose this run. I don't know where the ultra secret room is, but we have infinite bombs, so we should at least try to find it. I'm not gonna be there. Maybe it's off the... There's no way it's off the challenge room, right? I have no idea where it is. I feel like we've tried a lot of the places it could be. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in that red chest room on the far bottom. Yeah. Normally we wouldn't be looking for it so hard, but we're trying to get help from something, somewhere, some way. Because our items are just not that good. Like, we did get a range up on the wrong character, and I know I'm going to be kicking myself later because I was just trying to test it, but in all actuality, we probably should have just went ahead and given it to the other side and spent our flip. Yeah. I don't know what we have that's slowing down the shots that are coming at us, but it is messing with me fiercely. Having 3 range in that room was really something, I must say. It's hard to believe that like everything might be a lot better, but look at the fact that experimental treatment just shot our range so low. Also, I think we lost. Like, to be perfectly clear, B-side Lazarus doesn't have the speed and barely has the range. A-side definitely doesn't have the range. Now we're Tainted Cane with only the A-sides items. Or only the B-sides items. I went ahead and I used the clicker because honestly I felt like we were dying. Like at this point it might even behoove us to... Oh man, we lost. Whew. Don't know how we're alive. So now we have the bag of crafting. And maybe we will be able to craft an HP up. I was supposed to be playing Tainted Lazarus. What a weird run. Man, how are we going to do this? We need some help. Nope. Just drop a bunch of stuff. Well, that's... Oh boy. There's potential there. This. Oh. Okay. I'm not doing that. Card against humanity? Okay. I am going to have to apologize for the amount of time that this is going to take, but we are going to use the card against humanity in this giant room so that we could farm for something.
A card against humanity.
We need some help, otherwise we are going to lose this run. You know, thank the Lord we have Cricket's body. We're going to be able to burn these things down very quickly. Really hoping for a soul heart or multiple soul hearts here. But we'll take the money too. Because maybe with the money we can craft some items to save us. They did also change the way... Alright, we're okay now. They did also change the way that the bag of crafting interacts with Tainted Cane in the last patch. So for example, people used to bemoan the existence of Tainted Cane because they said, oh, you know, if we don't play the character, we have to, we have to look up like a spreadsheet in order to know what to unlock on this character. And now the good news is, kind of the good news is, you can sort of just like play the run normally and sort of enjoy the bag of crafting without having to worry about breaking it. They also said that like if you craft higher quality items, there's a higher chance for you to get higher quality pickups. There's a chance to get higher quality items, which is also phenomenal. I don't necessarily feel so bad clicking out of Tainted Lazarus. I still think that character is difficult, clearly. Sack dagger, yep. Caffeine pill, sure. If I craft Yuck Heart, does it take clicker out of my... Does it give me pickups? It sure does. I want to take this heart out of here. Hey, free plum. Thank you, Fruit Plum. Welcome to the team. Celtic Cross, sure. We're just gonna give ourselves a bunch of free items with the Bag of Crafting. No. No. The Ankh, sure. Let's pick up some more free. Some more free. So apparently that's always going to be Bob's brain now. Get double Ankh. Definitely don't want that. How can we get out of that? I don't think we can. I think that's it. We'll crack it so we can get some. Yeah. What about just a bunch of hearts? What about that? Since we can't use them, we might as well pick them up. So Stephen, we'll take it. Want to thank the Petrified Poop for being such an amazing, a truly amazing get for us. Excuse me. Now we obviously have no choice but to hold on to the Bag of Crafting, because now it is our pocket item, because we're a Tainted Cane now. But we've had the privilege of, excuse me, of rolling out of Tainted Lazarus, who is stronger now. It is stronger, but you're still then at the mercy of. You're still at the mercy of whatever is inside the item rooms. And unfortunately, the item room pool is still rather unreliable, in one person's opinion. You know, I don't trust that the item room is going to give us good items. That's fine, but can we do better? Street sack. For anybody who ever doubted the card against humanity, I mean, there you go. Card against humanity has always been an all-star. Oh, that's right, I forgot. We can't actually get items of our own now. Should have kept the clicker. Should have kept the clicker. This is gonna be awkward now because I just remembered, yeah, like we can't, because we're Tainted Cane, we technically can't pick up anything for ourselves. So we're just gonna have to hope that like we get good pickups from bosses and angels. High quality pickups. We're gonna have to actually use them. The good news is that because we have this premium, as long as we can live long enough, we're not gonna be hurting for HP upgrades. But like we can't pick this up, right? Because it's gonna drop all sorts of nonsense. We will craft jar of flies. 2 keys. Alright, well. Here we go. 2 keys, 2 bombs, a rotten heart. Maybe 3 keys. Ugh. You hate to see it. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately we can't like on demand have better items now, we're at the mercy of whatever Bag of Crafting decides to give us. And so I chose to craft the Jar of Flies and Tech 2 because I think that these are powerful, especially because we have Cricket's Body. We have Cricket's Body and Tech 2. Our range will no longer be a problem for us. You know, and this might be winning as it is, because we do have also Ankh, Mystery Sack. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to say, oh, I can remember the recipe for Birthright. Well, the recipe is different every time. I believe it's seeded. It's seeded with the run now, so it's different every time. Take a sip of coffee real quick. I should have held onto the clicker. I should have crafted a bunch of items and then clicked off of Tainted Cane. Now you live and you learn. Okay. Contagion, sure thing. We'll craft Contagion. Contagion is going to make a poison cloud every time that we kill our first enemy in the room. And honestly, with a little more damage, we would be doing extremely well. It's a real shame about this. And get almost nothing in return for it. I would actually prefer to Bag of Crafting all this stuff just to see what happens. Alright. Desperately need some keys. Desperately need some keys. Contagion doing some good work. And desperately need some keys. You know, that is kind of unfortunate. I do like Potato Peeler, but we do not have enough red HP for that to be a thing. Although we certainly could say goodbye to the Jar of Flies and just say forget it. Maybe we will. Ooh, that would qualify as some keys. Hey, you know what? We will. Once we start getting some red HP, then we can worry about the rest of it. There is no force on this good planet that we live on that would compel me to craft Bob's brain. Just please. Depths 1. We need a better item. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can just spawn on top of me. Restock. Yes, please. Again? game? Really? Well, we can't hit them normally. I guess we're gonna just cheat and spawn things on top of the player. Like he's having a hard enough time on this character. It's gotta be harder. Hey, you know what? We're just gonna throw the gauntlet down, and we're just gonna build whatever we can. Whatever we can. We can't reach that from here. Oh. Of course, as soon as we get restocked, right? Immediately a green fight. That's okay. That's okay, Binding of Isaac. That's alright. Golden Bomb. Mr. Me. Keeper's Box. Toxic Shock. We're gonna try to find a way, essentially, to get through all these rooms without having to fire a shot if we can. We'll take one bomb. The main issue here is that the game sees a lot of these items as being low quality pickups. Yeah, we need this. We're gonna use this as our way to essentially get damage. We're gonna try to find a way to make our familiars fight for us, so that we don't have to be the primary source of our own damage. I really did want a box of friends. But we could not get it. Continuum? Sure. Let's just make the game even more difficult to tell whose shots are whose. Continuum tiers are going to leave that side of the screen and come back on the other side. I'm not doing this game. Alright. 2 nickels. What do we got now? Not my idea of a good time. No. Yes. We will craft the HP up, and then we will immediately take it down. A trinket smelter that we know we can't buy. Wooden spoon, team. Alright. Now we've got a really, really big super meat boy. Oh, whoops. Well, that just happened. I actually didn't mean to pick up that card. I meant to craft it, bag crafting. And so it was apparently the Emperor, and we he got sent to, yeah, Emperor fight, which is awesome. But hey. Ooh, let's see. Genesis. Well, because we're Tainted Cain, unfortunately, I don't think Genesis is a good idea. Because I'm pretty sure it'll send us back to the beginning, take all of our items away, and then we'll be forced to craft everything all over again. I think we could do better. So we're just going to go down. We can't leave this room. The next thing we're going to try to get rid of is this penny. We'll try to find a high quality item. That's slightly better. Purgatory. We might be able to do even better. The reason why I've been using the potato peeler every chance that we have is because we're essentially getting free HP from Maggie's Faith, and it's allowing us to give ourselves damage. Yeah, see, now that's just far better. Far better. We might be okay now. They buffed Godhead so that the Godhead aura on the tiers is 2 now. And so you can see for yourself how ridiculous the damage is now that we're putting on. You know, don't let the number 5 fool you. We're dealing way more than that much damage now. So every one of these tiny little tiers from Fricka's body has its own Godhead aura. So we're hitting things all the way across the screen, multiple times because of Tech 2. And every single one of these tiers is dealing a little tick of damage. And there's a lot of them. And we have homing. I've already explained multiple times my love of homing. I think homing is an often underrated ability for players that play this game. They just figure, oh, well, it's not a stat boost, so what does it do? Well, it lets you hit enemies that are just that much further away from you. And that's, you know, that's big game for some of these builds. Yeah. Why not? You know, so if you don't have to aim your shots, you just know that they're gonna hit your targets, then what could be better than that? Especially with something like technology or brimstone. You could just see the damage for yourself. We basically didn't let death fire a shot. We'll take this soul heart. Just be very careful. Okay, let's take the Eternal Heart instead of the regular heart. That is IBS, and I don't exactly remember what IBS does, so I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, never mind. I mean, how can you be sad about that? I am gonna use this again, game. I know that some people probably really hate watching these videos, what with me constantly taking Jacob's ladder and this constant lightning sound VFX, but I mean, just come on. It's incredible. The damage is just so absurd now. Sure. Oh, thanks. Sure. Oh, cool. Alright, thanks. Sure. Wow. That will never happen again. That will never happen again. What is that, like a less than 10% chance of winning that, and we won it 3 times in a row? The guillotine? We don't want the guillotine. We'll take that. Alabaster box. Welcome back to the party, Alabaster box. Just kidding. The D8. Oh, we did it! Alright, we got Box of Friends, everybody. I tried to buy this item in this shop, and we ended up finding a way to craft it. Box of Friends is going to double our familiars for the current room. Which is really, really good, because we have a lot of familiars. And we'll go up. Once again, an amazing appearance by Godhead, possibly possibly a contender for the strongest, or one of the strongest items in all of Binding. And I say possibly, but like, let's be real here. It is really quite strong. Dull Razor, no thank you. Piggy Bank, I don't think so. How to jump? No thank you. We could actually use the keys because we're going to the chest. The chest is going to have free items for us. Meat? Sure thing. We'll take the damage. 6.1 damage tech 2 is quite strong. We're happy to have it, make no mistake. There's officially very little in these rooms that we're going to be worried about getting hit by. You know, obviously if the game tries to start spawning things on top of us, there's not a lot we can do about it. But until that time, we will be perfectly fine. We have just simply too much damage going on and too quickly. Like, we need to also remember, when we walk into a room, everything takes like 3 or 4 ticks of our base damage. It is 6.0. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not a slouch amount of damage either. Box. Before we killed him. And welcome to the chest. Curse of the Blind? Sure, doesn't matter what it is. We're going to be crafting our items anyway. Oh, but Curse of the Blind also affects... Okay. That's fine. That's fine, game. We don't need other items. We'll win like this. The game got tired of us making some amazing items. decided to curse the blind us. The game gave up. That's okay. Ha. Let's just open this out of morbid curiosity. Well, it turned out that this run ended up going a little bit shorter than we thought, because after Godhead Insect 2 became quite powerful. We started absolutely rolling a lot of these rooms. We'll take this Halitosis 2. Even these full-on bosses can't possibly hope to stand up to this kind of firepower. Witness the awesome might of the Your faith in your friends is yours. What? Alright, well, this has been fun. Alrighty, well, I originally intended, as is often the case, to showcase some other thing that we were supposed to do, which in this case was Tainted Lazarus, but we ended up on Tainted Cain. You got to see some of the changes to both their kits. My verdict, I think Tainted Lazarus is better now, but still not my favorite character. There's some nuance to that flip, and I still have yet to see if it works in the Angel Deal or Devil Deal, which you have to believe that it does, possibly. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Catch you later.